family and kids. This is the first and most important chapter of a book because ideas it contains are somewhat counterintuitive. We will start from childhood, where a person understands nothing and lives fully dependent on their parents. We copy all what our older family members do without any doubt. This creates subconscious patterns we cannot even acknowledge in later life. We have a delusion that the elders are all-knowing and their authority cannot be shaken. This is how the belief system is transferred into us. Religion, family ideology, political views and moral values are hardwired inside our brains. The largest example is the Santa. Do you remember believing in Santa? Most of us still believe in Santa, and not only Santa, in full stadium of fictional characters. Media industry plays a big role in creating perfect slaves. Slaves of delusions and beliefs. Industry do this not because they are evil or a part of worldwide conspiracy. It happens because of censorship. People ask themselves to remove violence from TV. Now they don't even show how lions kill cubs of their own kind, because many parents protested against any violence on TV. People want to live inside a bubble of soft lies, in total denial of reality. Instead of teaching their kids, parents are busy with work, feeding, and the process of watching TV. This happens because they have been raised in the same manner. Sometimes they cannot educate their kids because they are not educated themselves. It creates a never-ending loop of generations who are stuck in ignorance. The root of this problem leads us to family ideology, religion and demographics. Family ideology is wired with religion and the government promotes family ideology to increase demographics. They promote religion as well. Telling someone that she should not make more babies, at least before she finished making ones they already have, is considered a no-no. It is similar to standing inside a church during Sunday Mass and calling a father a fraud and a family in best garments they own, a brainless fanatic. This is what I and many others suffered and are suffering now. In this book I will show a way out of this trouble. It is easier than it seems, but it took me many years to figure that out. If you think that your parents will understand you or respect you, they will not. Don't even waste time trying. There are reasons why the situation is what it is, and this is one of them. Parents are treating their children as pets, buying them stuff they don't need and will grow out soon. This leads to a hoarding situation, which deserves a whole chapter in this book. Parents teach children that they should not be rich, because rich people are bad people. Some even teach children that they should work in the factory, because I worked there and my father worked there. You are not better than us, know your place. Child's brain is soft and he cannot argue with authority. Later they will say, "See, I've told you." This is happening because of family ideology and this rule to respect elders and parents. On the other side, some mommies are treating their kid as a toy terrier, and when she grows up, reality crashes their beliefs and the kid is not ready for independent life. If you teach your kids that there are no losers in a competitive game, you are making a loser there. Fat families make fat kids and they blame genetics. I feel myself for this. I really believe that I have some kind of genetic disease which is making me fat. At 17 I figured out that this disease was my mom and granny who had no idea about nutritional facts and made me finish the dish no matter what. At age of 15 I figured out that the cross on my neck doesn't work and my religious aunt in her late 40s is not smart enough to figure that out. There are many genetic diseases we do not even acknowledge before we are disconnected from parents. Don't hold down your children, they can rise higher than you. Don't try to satisfy your parents, they will never understand you. I hear the same story again and again at work. The story is from different countries, different families, but the plot is more or less the same. When a guy grows bigger in his workplace, his salary keeps increasing, but family members use him, wife steals the money. I even know one guy, who was married 4 times and now is planning to marry again. All the divorces he had, were halving his savings, courts, and he paid the children tax, for many children, to all of his ex-wives. I asked him about it openly, he answered that he did not care, they spent his money on useless luxury crap. Children's tax in his country is €270 per month, for his spoiled ex-wives it is not enough to maintain their nails. He enjoys it when they call him and cry on the phone from an unknown number. He doesn't know who from all of his wives it is, because all of them did this before. He never gives them money, but they still keep calling him time after time. He promised to himself that he will not drop a cry call, and he never did. They always try to play "It's your child" card, but they always get the same answer. "It is your child too, you stole my money, enjoy it." They all thought that they screwed me over, but the main money was in my brother's corporate account. After saying this he laughs. I must admit that I laughed too. Why did he marry in the first place? He answered that all of his wives were good women, but became spoiled after time and started stealing and lying. He said that he loves his work, and he does not consider himself as a slave, also he likes to have a young wife. This is more of a conscious and funny story to laugh about, others are not so funny. This is probably because he laughed when I asked him about his religion. Another guy told me another story about his own father, mother, brother and cousin banishing him from the family because he became rich, by their standards, and blocked their credit card which was connected to his one and only bank account. They spent more than 2/3 of his hard-earned money on alcohol, drugs, gambling, hookers and luxuries. His best friend called and told him that they were literally throwing money notes. He was not in the country at the moment working his ass off. When he checked his bank account he found out that they spent over $115,000 and per 4.5 months. It was his salary for 9 months of work with no days off. When he called his mommy she said that he still has enough on his account and they made him, so he must respect his family, especially parents. He said that he continued working his contract, but he cried during work, even started wearing safety goggles to avoid his tears falling on precious industrial electronics. They tried to contact him and even bully him to get more money, but he said, "10K per head, 40K, and you will all disappear." He would never do that, but he just had enough of bullying. He said the noteworthy phrases I will never forget. "No money in the world can make shitty people better. If someone crapped you out of her vagina, it does not mean that she owns you." He is not greedy in any way. He paid for education for 2 of his friends and wrote in his testament that 90% goes to charity, only 10% to his kids. He told me this story after a couple of beers. Normally he does not speak about his previous family. If someone asks, he answers, "They died in a plane crash." And this guy considers himself as Orthodox Christian. Probably he got this disease from his parents who died in plane crash. They are also Christians.